Hello, my name is Jimmy.
I'm Tabby.
And today we're in our long-term Mazda CX-30. This is the CX-30 Turbo Edition, which means it has a little bit more power underneath the hood. This video, we're gonna go over our likes and dislikes about this vehicle, as we've been driving it around for the past month. I was gonna say the year, but it's only been a month. And you know, we've been having a lot of fun in it, and I think there's a few things that we found that we like and we didn't like, so we just want to let you guys know. If you're interested in learning how this vehicle works with your entire family, I have a separate video that's coming out a little bit later on that. But let's get started. What's number one?
Power.
Power. Yeah. Being that it is the CX-30 Turbo, it does have a turbo motor underneath the hood, which means there's plenty of power. With regular gas, 87, you're looking at 227 horsepower and 310 pound-feet of torque. And if you use premium, you're looking at 250 horsepower and 320 pound-feet of torque. Generally speaking, most people would just get regular gas in it because, I mean, that's what's needed. You don't really need the premium fuel. Sure, you get a little bit more power, but you don't really feel it underneath like 4,000 RPM. And honestly, at that point, it's just not really worth your money. But yeah, what do you think of the power?
Well, it goes when it goes, when you tell it to go.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you for that addition there. What's number two?
The way it handles and the way it drives and feels.
So this one is more from you, right? Because you've been driving it a lot, and you mentioned to me after, like, I think the first drive, you're like, hey, this reminds me of that CX-3 that we used to have.
The way that the wheel feels.
The steering feel, yeah.
Yeah, it just feels solid.
Solid. Like it's a brick.
No.
No?
No, like...
It's not a brick.
No.
Am I twisting your words?
Yes. Like, you can feel the road. It doesn't feel all
jiggly,
loosey-goosey.
Loosey-goosey.
Yes, that is the term.
That's a great way to put it. Mazda does really good tuning in their steering feel, and even with the sort of unconventional rear suspension design, this still is a really good driver's car. And even for someone that's not so much an enthusiast, I would say, she still loves it. So, I mean, it's definitely a good thing. All right, what's number three?
Immediacy.
Do you know what I mean by that?
Not really.
No? Okay. So it's how it feels when you put your foot down. So a lot of vehicles these days are tuned for kind of more fuel economy minded drivers. So when you put your foot down, it kind of dulls things a little. It's like, are you sure you want to accelerate this quickly?
Oh, it lags.
Yeah, there's a little bit of latency on it. So Mazda, they tune that completely out. So what they do is they have a very, very good throttle actuator. So when you press the throttle, it goes. It's as simple as that. There's a few factors to this other than the throttle tuning itself. There's a 6-speed automatic in this rather than a CVT or multiple gears like 8 or even 10 speed in some of its rivals. And because of that, it's able to downshift faster than others. So when you need to go, it goes.
Perfect.
Number four.
Overall quality.
So the overall quality of not only the interior is great, and I'll get to that, but the exterior panels, how everything fits, how everything just works together. This polymetal gray that we have, absolutely beautiful. The interior, like, it feels like a luxury car in here, right? It's more than just like a Mazda used to be. This is really, really nice. Wouldn't you agree?
Oh, yeah. I agree. Everything is nice and plush.
Yeah, it's soft and squishy up here. There's a little bit of more hard plastics in the rear, but that's to be expected. Anyways, what's number five?
Looks.
This one's a split here for us, isn't it?
It is.
So I actually like how the Mazda CX-30 looks. The outside, I love the new Kodo design language. It's smooth, it's curvaceous, it's sexy.
Yeah. Sure.
Okay, maybe the Mazda 3 is more sexy than this is. And I think that's why you don't like it as much, right?
Well, I just don't like the giant plastic cladding over
everywhere.
Yeah.
So the cladding in some ways reminds me of like over fenders. I mean, it kind of is, and because of that, for me, it almost looks wide body. So there's a little bit of me that likes it, but yeah, I can see why it's a little much. The other CX, like the 3, 5, as well as the 9, does have body cladding, but is nowhere near as much as this. This has excessive cladding. So I definitely understand why you don't like it. But that goes into our dislikes, right?
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
I mean, that was the first one.
That's the first one. What's the second?
It's small for its class.
Yeah, it is a little bit tight. So if we compare this to its rivals like the Kia Seltos or the Nissan Qashqai, for example, this is quite a bit smaller. And it's not just the exterior size, it's also the interior size as well. So in here, the rear seats, you just don't get as much room. So allowing Oliver in the back here to kind of squish in, I mean, he's in a car seat. There's, you know, he's comfortable as he can be. But, you know, when he gets a little bit older, he might not be able to stretch out in this versus some of its rivals. But I guess that's why Mazda makes bigger products like the CX-5 as well as the 9.
Yeah.
What's our third dislike?
Visibility.
This one's more you than it is me, so
yes.
I'll let you fully explain this one.
Well, I'm on the shorter end of the spectrum. At
How tall are you?
5'2".
Okay.
Yep. The windowsills come up quite high, so I feel like I'm a little squished in.
So it's a more of like a cocoon factor, right? A lot of sports car, you kind of feel this way. And for me, I've been driving a lot of sports car. I don't mind it. I don't mind how this feels at all. To me, it's like any other car. But there are better vehicles if you're worried about visibility. For example, Subaru Crosstrek. Huge windows on that, which allows you to just have better visibility out. But this, I think it's fine. And if you're in the US, you get a 360 camera. So really not much to complain about there. What's our fourth thing?
Lack of a power seat for the passenger side.
So once again, something that does not concern me, as I literally would never sit there.
It's just me.
Or maybe, you know, the day that I feel a little lazy, I want you to drive, but I don't think we've ever had that.
No.
So some of its rivals, like very, very, very few, has a powered seat on the passenger side. I mean, it's nice to have, but it's really a nitpick item here. We're just coming up with a list that's a little bit more even on both sides, and that's the only thing we can think of. So, I mean, if that's a thing we pick up, the car is really good, right? So, let's just wrap it all up. You know, we've had this car for a bit over a month.
Yep.
You know, what's your final thoughts? Like, you know, would you recommend this to someone? You know, is it a good family vehicle? Is it a good vehicle for yourself?
I think it's a good vehicle for myself. As for family, it really depends on the needs of your own family. I think for us, it could be a little bit bigger. But it just depends on what you need out of your car.
Absolutely. I mean, for us, I think because we're new parents, we just don't know exactly what to pack. We just find this a little bit too small. But we have a compact stroller, and when we use that, I mean, it's not bad at all. You know, there's still plenty of room inside for everything that we really need. But when we need to carry our family members, or we want to carry just a little bit more in terms of a grocery run, yeah, it definitely is a little tight. But that's really it. Is that it? That's it, right? Anything else you want to add?
No, I don't think so.
No? Cool. Well, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. You know, this is our first long-term tester that we've had, and it's great to test out cars for, you know, a week, which is generally what we do. But having it for a month really shows like the positives and the negatives of the entire vehicle. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and have a great day.
Bye-bye.